Ever had a smug 30-something exec look you dead in the eye and call your life's work outdated code running on obsolete hardware? That was me, Marcus Kane, 57, on a rainy Thursday in a sleek boardroom that smelled like fresh money and zero accountability. I'd spent 24 years forging digital fortresses for Horizon Dynamics, stopping breaches so quietly the board never even knew they'd been targeted. My reward? A performance review disguised as a mercy killing. Ethan Caldwell, VP of Innovation, 34, Vintage Sneakers and TED Talk Energy, slid my folder across the polished table like it was yesterday's news. Marcus, we're pivoting to cloud-native, zero-trust, ML-powered defense stacks. Your traditional perimeter model? It's throttling velocity. The C-suite wants forward-leaning talent. Forward-leaning. That's what they called firing experience to save headcount. I'd blocked 4 advanced persistent threats in 18 months. Zero headlines because nothing leaked. Ethan once asked why we couldn't just spin up more containers during a live ransomware probe. Now he was explaining why my vigilance was the bottleneck. He offered a graceful exit, consultant title, reduced hours, graceful off-ramp. Translation: early retirement with a pat on the head. I thanked him calmly, gathered my notes, hundreds of pages proving we hadn't been hacked, and left without raising my voice. That night the house was quiet. My wife Elena poured tea and asked the only question that mattered: did they finally see what you actually do? No, I said. They saw budget lines, not body counts avoided. I dusted off an old LinkedIn message from Nadia Reyes, CISO at Vanguard Sentinel Partners. She'd tried recruiting me a year earlier. I'd ghosted her out of misplaced loyalty. This time I answered. Our call felt like coming home. Nadia didn't quiz me on buzzwords. She asked about the 0 days I'd neutralized, the audit trails that survived subpoenas, the nights I'd talk. Executives off ledges after near misses. We prize scar tissue here, she said. Real-world judgment beats shiny demos every time. The offer arrived 48 hours later, 45% pay bump, principal architect title, budget authority, and something rarer, genuine deference to hard-earned instinct. I resigned the following Monday. 2 weeks' notice, crisp letter, no drama. Ethan summoned me within hours. We can revisit salary. Maybe equity. Too late. Desperation isn't respect. Handover was brutal. My successor, Lena Chan, smart, capable, 8 years in, was handed 24 years of tribal knowledge compressed into spreadsheets. She asked sharp questions. I answered honestly. How do you sleep knowing everything's one unpatched flaw from collapse? You don't sleep, I told her. You prepare. My final afternoon, Ethan staged a hallway farewell, clapping me on the back, promising to stay in touch for consulting. I smiled and said nothing about my new contract already signed. Vanguard Sentinel felt alive. We debated threat models like theologians, stress-tested assumptions, budgeted for defense before offense. No one asked me to hurry patches to meet sprint deadlines. Then the first whispers reached me. Horizon was experiencing unexplained latency. Then, anomalous login attempts. Lena phoned one Sunday, voice tight. Slow enumeration across our APIs. I've rate limited, but it feels deliberate. I walked her through log correlation, beaconing detection, the patient fingerprints of pre-exploit staging I'd warned about in my final review. She thanked me and hung up. I never heard from her again. 6 weeks later the news detonated: Horizon Dynamics, catastrophic supply chain breach. Tens of millions exposed. The intruders had walked through the exact gaps I'd documented, gaps Ethan had downgraded because remediation impacted go-to-market velocity. Stock cratered 71%. Class actions piled up. The Senate Cyber Task Force subpoenaed records. My old assessment appeared in Discovery. Ethan's low-priority stamp glowed in red. I testified remotely, voice steady. Senator, those vulnerabilities were flagged critical. Leadership chose acceleration over protection. No spin, just chronology. Ethan resigned under pressure. The board installed a battle-tested CTO who tripled the security budget overnight. I watched the coverage from my new office, Rain tapping the window. Elena brought coffee. Vindicated yet? I exhaled. Relieved. The truth finally cost someone besides the people who trusted the system. Sometimes justice arrives not with thunder, but with the quiet click of logs that were ignored, until they screamed.